Hi guys, welcome to my channel or welcome back. Let's continue my end of the year series with what I consider the best 10 releases of the year. Let me do a super important disclaimer before we start. I will not rank these releases basing it only on music. If I would do that, probably just a few of the songs in this video would be in here, and if you saw my top 100 K-pop songs of 2022, you know it. As I said a million of times, for me K-pop is not just music, it's much more than that. It's a whole experience, we could say, in which many aspects are important, like the concept, the styling, the choreo, how the whole thing was executed, and how every aspect fit together. Heck, even the packaging of the albums can play a role, and honestly, that's what got me so hooked up about K-pop and why I got so obsessed with it. Following a K-pop era is so interesting for this very reason. So in ranking my best 10 releases of 2022, I considered all these aspects together. In this video, you could find a song that maybe in itself didn't convince me 100%, but the uniqueness of the concept or the perfectly matched styling made it deserves a spot in this list. I know that for probably a lot of you this doesn't make sense, but that's what it is for me, and I hope you have fun watching this as much as I had fun doing it. At the end of the video, after talking about the top 10 releases, I will include some other comebacks that I enjoyed a lot. So stay tuned and let's jump right into it. Lord knows I did not like Fearless, not even one bit. It was underwhelming and boring, only the remix at the SBS Gaio Dejon made me like it. The styling was heinous, especially that cheap jumpsuit outfits, and it didn't match the model concept that the group should have. However, the members are great performers and they have the charisma and the skills that made up for their ass debut, so they managed to make it interesting. So I didn't know what to expect with their first comeback, but then Anti-Fragile dropped, and it was definitely a bop. It's much more my type of sound, and the high-pitched post-chorus got me from the moment it was spoiled in the teasers. Plus there are a lot of iconic moments like the lovey-dovey-dovey line of Kazuha or the wave move of Yoonjin. However, I must say that Anti-Fragile aged kind of badly for me, and now it got a bit annoying listening to it. The styling was perfect though, I love this furry and fuzzy styling, very wintry. The concept of the comeback fits the overall concept of the group, and it's the right continuation of Fearless. Anti-Fragile wasn't groundbreaking, but it has its fair shares of iconic, and it's a huge step ahead from their debut, so it deserves to be in the 10th place. Finally, a good song from ITZY, even if it didn't top Loco for me or their other iconic titles. My favorite thing about this comeback is for sure the Alice in Wonderland concept. You know, I have a soft spot for Alice in Wonderland and everything that it's Alice themed, but having this type of concept in K-pop is not the most original thing right now. I would dare to say it became kind of a trend, but with Cheshire, the unique thing is that the concept is very specific, since Cheshire is actually a character of Alice in Wonderland, and a very cool character indeed. Plus he is a cat, so Cheshire also took some elements of the cat concept, like the kitty moves in the choreo, but managed to step it up. The highlight of this release was the colorful neon long nails that the members had, which reminded the clothes of a cat, plus the fact that when they switched off the lights, the nails glowed in the dark. That was the real cherry on top. I wish they would have done it more often, like also during the performance stages instead of only in the dance practice and the MV. But anyway, I also love the styling, which is something that doesn't happen often with ITZY. Their styling is kind of a hit or miss for me, and you gotta love it. This one instead was very minimalistic and elegant, but it had some elements that I loved, like the furry accessories above mentioned. The choreography was kind of simple compared to the usually energetic choreo of ITZY, but it had many hands moves that made it so satisfying to watch overall. So, a great release indeed that deserves the ninth spot, especially after the mess that Sneakers was. I feel that ITZY is unfortunately losing its power and it does not have a clear direction and project, but Cheshire was for sure a step in the right direction. You guys have no idea how much I was hyped and excited when I saw the opening trailer for Talk That Talk, where they showed this spy concept with the Totally Spies and Charlie's Angels vibes all mixed together with 80s elements. I know that the Y2K trend is going to be overdone, like the retro and girl crush concepts, but for now, I love it. I love its aesthetic so much. So this, combined with the spy concept, is simply pure perfection for me. That's why the MV is one of my favorite MVs of all time. I must admit though, at first I was quite disappointed by the fact that the spy theme that we see in the MV and occasionally with the outfits is not reflected in the lyrics or in the choreography, I don't know, with some gun moves or something. Because in the end, Talk the Talk is a typical Twice pop love song, but then I read an interview where the members explained that this song is actually a love message to Once, their fandom. And so the MV has a spy theme because the members look for codes on a mission to confess their love to Once. So with this meaning, the lyrics make more sense and fit the concept well. The styling was another gem of this comeback, with the outfits being either spy theme or Y2K theme, and it made the stages look so pretty that I was so addicted to the performances throughout the whole era. Talk the Talk is the prime example of me not loving so much the song, but the other elements made it so good overall and so enjoyable that it deserved a spot in this list. So, good job Twice. Again, love the Alice in Wonderland concept mixed with the burlesque/circus from the moment I saw the video of the rules of play, and the MV was so trippy and reflected the concept super well. I really like the styling too, especially the colorful latex set with the platform boots, and they devoured the performances with their high heels and complex choreo. The song is a bop. I like their sound and their pick and mix concept. There's nothing I can do about it. I will defend OO with every fiber of my being. Plus, Dice has so many iconic parts, like the big wave line, the NMix changed up, let's go. About that, I'm so sad and shocked that Jeannie left. That was so out of the blue and I still can't believe it. She was my bias and sadly this kind of ruined NMix for me. I hope that I'll be able to get past it and continue standing them because they have it all for me. The sound, the concept, the skills, everything. I'm so sad that they received such a huge amount of hate and I really hope that 2023 will turn out to be a great year for NMix. Yes, I'm nude. Yes, I'm nude. I mean, a Marilyn Monroe concept and the whole all-blonde looks, what more can I say? Nude had to be in this list, come on. Plus it carried an important message, also involving art, aside feminism and nudity, and I really applaud Soyeon for that. The MV was super good and some scenes were really iconic, like the cartoon part. I must admit that I wasn't a big fan of the song at first. I found it a bit underwhelming, but then it kind of grew on me and I started to appreciate it much more. Honestly, the styling kind of disappointed me, especially after the amazing one that we had with Tomboy. For Nude, I was expecting more expensive luxury Chanel or whatever tweed set, while they went for the burlesque type of styling, which was sometimes too much for me. But they slayed anyway, and I must say that blonde Shua is something that I will never recover from. I hope she stays with this color forever and ever. New Jeans' debut has been for sure the best debut of the year for me. Everything was crafted with so much care, from the Y2K concept to the album back-shaped, from their minimalistic looks to the various releases. Their new, refreshing and chill sound set a big trend, and they managed to achieve a lot in a very short amount of time, if we think that they just debuted abruptly in August, so just a few months ago. Anyway, back to Hype Boy, the different versions of the Envy is why it deserves to be in this list, and not the other New Jeans releases. I mean, the different storylines with different boys, each one from a single member's perspective, with them liking these boys that eventually disappoint them, were so entertaining to watch, and the glamorous teenage vibes that the Envies were exuding made it all so aesthetic. So everything was perfect and got me obsessed, and it made me stan them right away. I already said in my review video of New Jeans' debut that the Hype Boy videos deserved a Netflix series of its own, that I would binge watch in no time. The styling has to improve though, they did my girls dirty so many times I lost count. Honestly, I am so happy New Jeans exist and I can't wait to see what they are gonna release in 2023 and all the things that they're gonna accomplish. This was the release that I was anticipating the most for sure. I mean, Blackpink are my ults, and this was basically my first comeback as a Blink, so imagine the hype I was living in that moment. My queens were finally coming back. As soon as I listened to Pink Venom, I loved it in every possible way, much more than I thought I would. I was definitely not expecting this type of sound from them, it surprised me a lot. The Envy was very static, even if it didn't top at all the I You Like That Envy. About the concept, I know their one is basically always the same, of them being the best, but what can I say? I love it, they slay at it, and this whole taste my music like it's a sweet Pink Venom, it just hypes me up a lot. So, fuck all the Pink Venom haters out there, I know you're a lot. Also the choreography, it is always Blackpink style, kind of simple but iconic at the same time, but I don't know, this one is something that made it one of my favorite of Blackpink of all time. Anyway, I included in this list Pink Venom and not Shutdown because I just love Pink Venom much more. Shutdown was quite a disappointment for me, it grew on me a lot, but I just like Pink Venom much more. I would have ranked it higher if we would have a decent amount of performances to see the styling and everything, but as we all know, we didn't. So, fuck YG. Even because the styling has been quite a failure for me, especially after the iconic modern handbook of How You Like That, for example, and after all the iconic stage outfits of the album era. Seriously, I just fucking hate YG for these two stage performances, one for Pink Venom and one for Shutdown, after 2 fucking years. It's honestly the worst thing that has happened in K-pop this year, and I will never get over it. I started standing Red Velvet during birthday. By the way, I should stop at some point because my stan list is growing day by day, but anyway. Film Rhythm definitely impressed me a lot, even if not enough to stand them right away. They sampled back in such a perfect and elegant way. By the way, I'm loving this trend of sampling classic music. The whole concept was incredible, and the way it was delivered throughout the MV and through every detail was honestly so beautiful. The MV was a piece of art in itself, with them recreating many legendary paintings, and it's probably the most unique and aesthetic MV I've ever witnessed, and for that alone, Film Rhythm deserves to be in the top 3. Everything fits the concept perfectly and is so elegant, the styling, the choreo, their vocals, everything. I mean, even the packaging of the album fitted the concept so elegantly. The original version comes with a box carry-on shaped, and everything is mini-sized. The photo book and even the CD. I mean, it is so unique, I plan to buy it ASAP. It always baffles me how Red Velvet can slay any type of concept and sound. They are true queens, and I absolutely loved both the releases of 2022. I actually liked Birthday more in terms of sound, but Film Rhythm is just more iconic in every aspect, so I had to put it at the 3rd spot.
Yeah, I'm tomboy. Yeah. Yeah, I'll be the tomboy.
Tomboy has been simply iconic. This punk rock feminist concept was amazing. I mean, G-Idol set the rock trend with this one. And on top of that, they also managed to blow up even more in popularity years after their debut, and all of this in the context of the Sujin scandal. It makes it even more iconic. Another thing I liked a lot about this comeback is that, like in Film a Rhythm, every aspect of the comeback fit the concept flawlessly. Like with the styling, which was perfect. They never lacked and gave us many iconic looks, and it matched the rock concept perfectly. Plus, I love all these Avril Lavigne vibes that it was giving. The MV was super aesthetic. I loved the red, pink, black palette colors. Love Dive deserved Soti for me, but Tomboy deserved equally, I fear. Especially because I really marked a new beginning for G-Idol and a whole new look and vibe that changed the group forever. Even in Nude, they maintained that groundbreaking and rebel mood, even if Nude is a completely different song and concept. Tomboy has really been a rebirth song, and I am all here for it. When Love Dive was released, I expected zero, cause I didn't like 11, it has for sure a unique sound and I appreciated Ive luxury rich teenage girls vibe, but that was it. But when I listened to Love Dive, oh god, I got completely blown away. Listening to Love Dive instantly transports you in another dimension. Their vocals with the well-used autotune are a heavenly match, and what's crazy is that it's not even the type of music I would like. But in Love Dive, everything fits together. The Cupid concept, the angelic sound of the song, the luxury MV, the aesthetic choreo, and the styling. Actually, the styling wasn't super consistent in the sense that not every set fitted the concept. For example, the school uniform set. I don't know. The only thing of those sets that matched the concept were the heart-shaped details, like the waist chains with the heart pendants. But I love some outfits like the Miu Miu set and the purple one, especially Wonyeon fit. It has been one of my favorite looks of 2022. Anyway, this has been my favorite era of 2022 for sure. It has something so addictive that makes me go back to it every once in a while to cure my soul. It's all too pretty and heavenly, I can't even. I could stand Ive for this masterpiece alone, but we'll see about that. I'm so curious to see what Ive is gonna bring in 2023, and I'm sure it's gonna be another iconic year for them. Well guys, this concludes our video. I had so much fun with K-pop in 2022. It has been an interesting year for K-pop so far, especially for good groups, and I am super happy about it. It has been also the year in which I opened this channel, and I can't wait to see what 2022 has in store for us, and I am so happy to be able to comment everything that will happen with you guys. Happy New Year and see you very soon. Bye!